topic of the WTO.
I don't know which one it is. Okay.
TRIPS waiver. So this morning there was a meeting of the WTO. Catherine Tai made some comments during an FT session talking about, time being of the essence, really sort of underscoring. There are multiple reports out also about kind of a division within the administration on this waiver issue. Can you just really walk us through what your perspective is on this and why, so that there are so many people in institutions and organizations now really putting pressure on President Biden to back this waiver?
Well, I think it's important first to just take a step back and remind everyone that the president spoke about his support for this type of a waiver back during the campaign. But we are running a process. We have been running a process in the administration that includes all stakeholders in the administration. And he is somebody who has welcomed people of different views. He wants to know the details. He's a details guy, and he wants to dig into the pros and cons and all of the considerations for any decision. As we look at this decision, what we're really talking about, I know you know this, Andrea, but for others, we're really talking about the U.S. position as it relates to the WTO process, right? And that process will take a series of months and requires a unanimous point of view to move forward. So what the consideration now is the U.S. position. Our objective overall, as we look at this decision, is how can we provide as much supply in the most cost-effective way to the global community? And clearly there are steps we've announced. We're in the process of taking. Providing 60 million doses to the global community once we have that available that are AstraZeneca doses. Earlier this week, Pfizer announced they'll also be sending doses or manufacturing doses for the global community. And we're going to continue to work with our partners. I expect we'll have more now that the WTO meetings are underway. We'll have more to say very soon on this.
Are you concerned about setting a precedent that could be, so even if India and South Africa narrow the proposal, which is apparently something that's going on, and maybe you could confirm that is your understanding. Even if that proposal is narrowed, are you concerned that you're going to be setting a precedent that could harm U.S. companies in the future, which is what we hear from U.S. industry?
Well, clearly, as these decisions are weighed, we take intellectual property incredibly seriously. And we also, though, are in the midst of a historic global pandemic, which requires a range of creative solutions, and we're looking at it through that prism.
I'm sorry, Jen, I just want to be very clear. It sounds like you're pushing us or leaning toward some kind of a waiver of some kind.
I'm not trying to give you an indication. That obviously would be an announcement or a decision that would be recommended by the USTR, and a decision I would expect that would be made by the USTR. But what I'm trying to give you an understanding of, which I think was your question, is what the considerations are in the thinking and decision.
I think a decision will be made
soon. Go ahead.
I have questions on a couple of different topics. The first is